Hello there guys, Terrenzel here. Just a short one today. So as of a few hours ago of recording this video, there was apparently a leak of sorts. Um, so as you can see, I have this page open, screenshotted. After 3 hours ago, OpenAI shut down Sora's early access temporarily for all artists. A bit of a weird wording there, so I think English isn't their first language. But let's just continue. Dear corporate AI overlords, we received access to Sora with the promise to be early testers, red teamers, and creative partners. However, we believe instead we are being lured into art washing to tell the world that Sora is a useful tool for artists. Artists are not your unpaid R&D. We are not your free bug testers, PR puppets, training data, or validation tokens. Hundreds of artists provide unpaid labor through bug testing, feedback, experimental work for a program of $150 billion company. Hundreds contribute for free. A select few will be chosen in the competition for their Sora created films to be screened. And that's a minimal compensation which pales in comparison to the PR marketing and value OpenAI receives. And another all caps over here, denormalize billion-dollar brands exploiting artists for unpaid R&D and PR. So in a nutshell, apparently, at least from what it seems, these people who posted this were beta testers for Sora. For those of you who don't know, Sora is OpenAI's other image generating program. Not image generating program, but other generative AI. But instead of images, it's for video. Yeah, so the people seems to not be very happy with it if we take their word at their face value. It's a bit hard to say for sure because I don't really know if these testers are being serious or they're just trolling because it's kind of an odd thing to do. When I was checking what they've actually managed to leak, there was some word around social media that it was the source code of Sora. But as I dug deeper, it wasn't actually the source code. I believe they've only had the API keys leaked out, so that's an easy thing to sort of just block. In fact, as of this recording, they've already taken down the whole generation thing for that API key, and actually I think they shut it down entirely, which is what they said. But yeah, but not before they've uploaded a bunch of their videos up, and I'm not going to show it because they kind of you've probably seen it and you're probably just as sick about it as the rest of us. But yeah, they make some interesting points about how corporate art washing detected, and this incident actually kind of reminds me of that time when DeviantArt, they were doing their Dream Up thing, and they've invited several fairly well-known artists. I think one of them being R.J. Palmer. I don't know if many of you heard of him, but he's the guy who drew a lot of realistic Pokemon on DeviantArt, and also the I believe one of the lead artists for Detective Pikachu. So if you've seen Detective Pikachu, you would have seen his realistic Pokemon on screen. But yeah, they brought him on and tried to tell him to convince him on Twitter Spaces at that point. Hey, you need to, help us push this thing, and help us. I mean, really, come on, none of that even nobody wants it, really. Like during the whole talk, it was just I believe it was just RJ Palmer, and it was like one corporate person and like 3 data engineers. You only had one artist there. Like these people are just royally out of touch. And so yeah, continuing on. Down here they say we call artists to make use of tools beyond the proprietary, and then they list a bunch of tools out there and how artists, not rely on the corporation and training your own artwork. So this is an interesting point to bring up. I have said in previous videos before about how I'm not against AI as an idea, as a tool. And in fact, I think most artists, I'm pretty sure, are not against AI in general. The problem is, how that AI is being trained, where that data is being taken. If you had that data, sourced from, yourself or from someone that, consented to be trained or selling their data to be trained, that's fine. The problem is, that's not the case. That's not the case. This is just people training it from whatever they searched off of Google. So that's the difference, really. I don't think any artists have a problem, if they could just pick off one of these things and train it on their own artwork, so that they can create their own generative model that spits out their own concept art, which in my mind is actually fine. I don't have a problem with that. Although what I will say is, and I've not looked into these AI things because I'm not into this sort of thing, so I don't even know what any of these are. But from what I understand, even then, even some of these image generators, you can't just train it on your own piece of work. All of them would have been pre-trained in the first place. Otherwise, it wouldn't be smart enough to do things. So it would be pre-trained models, and then you would fine-tune it by training it on your own on top of it. So there's still a problem of what it's being pre-trained on. And if it's pre-trained on open source, fully free, copyright-free thing that everyone says, yeah, do it, then sure, that's fine. But is it really? I don't know. I don't think so. That's the thing. I don't think it is. Until that sort of thing gets sorted out, I don't see how there's any any ethical way to use it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Really, what do you guys think? Are you gonna? Will you be up for training your own generative thing? I mean, I'm not really. Can't be bothered really. But yeah. Well, that's it, folks. If you like it, please share and subscribe. Like the video, and I'll catch you next time with a real video. Cheers.